What's going on? Anthony M on the check-in. All right. So, this is something I wanted to talk about that that's been in the news lately about, with the immigration, that a lot of people are being deported. From what I understand, the immigrants that are being deported are the ones that have criminal records. The ones that been, not even criminal records from their country, criminal records here in the United States, and that were let go, all right, or out on bail. Okay, now, when ICE goes in to an address or a location where an immigrant from whatever country, the continent of Africa, whatever country in Africa, Haiti, South America, Canada, all these places outside of the U.S., okay? With criminal records now, they might stumble upon someone who doesn't have a criminal record, but they're not a citizen, nor are they here on a work visa, okay? All right. That's what you call collateral damage, all right? They get caught up in the mix, okay? The whole point is that a lot of people are running scared. A lot of immigrants are scared. No, ICE is not just picking you off in the middle of the street, okay? ICE is not walking around asking people, what their immigration status is. You can continue going to work, continue doing what you have to do to make a living for you and your family, all right? A lot of people born outside the United States, when they see things on television, they think that's what it is, okay? It's not easy to make it here. You have Americans that have a hard time making it here in the United States, okay? Now, what the United States have is opportunity, all right? There's more opportunity here. Nothing is automatic unless you're born into wealth, okay? Or born into a family that has the resources to get you where you need to go. It's not easy, all right? So get that out your head. But there's opportunity here. You can make it here. You could be a millionaire, a business owner, whatever. But you got to put in the work. Things aren't automatic, all right? Unless you hit the lottery, of course. But you can make it, And there was also, some articles of self-deportation. These are things that I'm catching on the news. It's not that I read a particular article, but I've been catching on our local news here in New York. So you have some people that are self-deporting. They're like, they don't want to go through the hassle. But what I was thinking, I said, they probably was like, yo, listen, I'm having a hard time here anyway, I'm living from hand to mouth. I was doing a lot better in my own country. You know what? Instead of going through the hassle and going through that whole, getting deported, being in a tank, and my family getting separated, you know what? Let's just go on back home. Let's just go on back home. And a lot of farmers are having trouble because, a lot of them, they're scared to go to work. Trust me, they're not coming after you unless you have a criminal record. They're not coming after you. Okay, they're not singling you out. But like I said, if you're with someone that has a criminal record, that's immigrant, then guess what? Unfortunately, you're collateral damage. They're gonna say, hey, what about you? What about you? They'll check your credentials. Because a lot of people, they live together. Pay the rent and they go to work. But a family that works, pays taxes and things like that, you have nothing to worry about. There's a lot of people who aren't documented. They work and they pay taxes. They do. They have, their name is on the check, their real name. They're not coming after you, okay? Now, I would say most of the farmers, the ones that are, try to help them out, and try to get them work visas. You can do that. You have people, especially in Louisiana. I remember watching, I forgot what show I was watching, but I get interested in things like this. They were crawfishing. And it was these gentlemen from Mexico that was here on work visas, and they were working on a crawfish farm. Yeah, in Louisiana, and I believe Texas. I want to say Texas. Yeah, and they were working. Okay, yeah, Louisiana and Texas. Those, because it borders over there in the Gulf of Mexico. So, and I was like, wow, I say that's something. Americans don't take on those farming jobs like we used to do yesteryear. Reason being that there's other opportunities here. So a lot of Americans that are born here, they want to do other things. Okay? All right. Farming, 1800s, 1700s on back, that was the job to do. Okay? And some of us were brought here to the United States to do that job. And as time changed, so did farming, and then, and all that other good stuff, exports, imports. But at the end of the day, people that want to do those type of jobs, it's back-breaking work. It's hard work. It's hard work. But like anything, if you do it for a long period of time, you'll get used to it. I had a roommate in college. I went to Norfolk State University. All right, it's in Norfolk, Virginia. It's a historically black college. All right, HBCU, historically black college university. It was actually a university. It's a university, it is. But I graduated in '99. But I had a roommate my sophomore year. He born and raised in Virginia. And he was telling me the story that he picked tobacco one summer. He said, I don't mean to laugh, but he only worked one day. He said that was the hardest work that he ever did in his life. He said, because you had to start from the bottle and pull the tobacco and throw it in it was a truck. And he said, the farmer would get a group of them. And he said he worked that one day. He didn't even go back. He didn't even go back to even get his pay for that day. He said he went home, laid on the floor, and slept the whole day because his back was hurting. So this is what I'm saying. If you're not used to that kind of work, it's hard. It's hard, okay, to start doing it. But if you do it after a while, you start coming up with your different ways how to maneuver, how to do it. And you get used to it. Your body gets used to it. So that's what a lot of these, a lot of the immigrants that come here to the United States, whether they're from South America, Africa, wherever they're from, when they take on these type of jobs, okay, working in farms, they're used to it. They get used to it because this is what they do. They do it day in, day out, every day. I mean, during the season. And also a lot of times the farmer, they'll look out for them, especially if they got a barn. And a lot of times, I'm not saying all, give them a place to stay while they're working. Hey, you guys stay back there. And those guys, you got somebody to even look out on your farm and things like that. So it's not a bad gig if you're coming from absolutely nothing. It's not bad. All right, but you best believe them jokers are in shape. So it's not even funny. Even my dad told me stories, back then, because he grew up in South Carolina. He grew up in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, right? Deep South, almost damn near Georgia. And, that's what they call Geechee Gullah land. That area, they speak with a certain accent, and they almost sound Caribbean, but they're not. They're not Caribbean. You would think that they're Caribbean, especially if you saw my dad. You would think like, oh, and when you hear him talk, he's still got that little twang in his voice. So when you hear him speak, you might be like, y'all from the Caribbean? Y'all from the islands? Like, no, we're American. We've been here for quite some time, But he told me stories. They would pick cotton, but it was for money this time. Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was for money, getting paid. And they used to work those farms, and he said, yeah, man, it was rough. He said he did that. They worked on farms with sugar cane. They worked on farms picking cotton, sugar cane, and what else? What else was it? Also, I think also tobacco. No, wait, it might have been tobacco also. Don't get me wrong, but he said that was some hard work. But you get used to it, and you figure out a way how to do things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's not easy here. It's not easy in the United States. Everything you get, you got to work for it. It's just more opportunities. You got schools. You can learn a trade. The less money you have, I think the more opportunity you can get, because a lot of times you get grants, you get financial aid, you can get more things to help you. Okay, we need people to able fix cars. Everybody doesn't have to be a movie star or a rapper or a basketball player or a baseball. Dude, there are a lot of things that you can do. Plumbing, okay? What else is there? HVAC, okay? Welding. There's a lot of jobs out here. You know what I mean? And it's there for you. You just got to go and get it and go take it. All right? All right. Take care and have a blessed day.